Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Beaver Sports Show. I'm Jenna Lade.
And I'm Jake McGrady.
And I'm Geoff Lowe, filling in for Josh Warden, and here's what's happening tonight in sports.
With the baseball season just around the corner, I sat down with some of the Beavers baseball team to discuss their goals and expectations for the season.
My name's Dylan Davis. I'm a junior pitcher, outfielder, majors economics, and I'm from Redmond, Washington.
I'm Ben Wetzer. I'm a senior pitcher. My major is sociology, and I'm from Clackamas, Oregon.
My name is Phil Belding. I'm a junior pitcher from Beaverton, Oregon, and my major is economics.
My name is Andrew Moore. I'm a sophomore pitcher. My major is digital communication arts, and I'm from Eugene, Oregon.
I was 2 or 3 years old, and there was a snowfall in Monmouth, Oregon, and my parents said I picked up a snowball and threw it at my mom. And they thought I had a pretty good arm, so then I think the next year my dad got me into t-ball, and I just fell in love with it. I've been playing it ever since.
Honestly, a lot of people say my mom is the biggest baseball fan that they've ever met in their life. So just growing up around her and watching San Francisco Giants, she grew up at Candlestick Park, so she's been a huge baseball fan. It rubbed off on me. Being able to play catch with her and my dad growing up was pretty cool. And even now, like, she'll call me every day and ask about baseball and everything. So, you know, it's been pretty hard not to be into baseball and just love it my whole life. So it's definitely been thanks to her and the rest of my family.
Just the competitive nature of the sport. You can relate a lot of it to life, you know. It's not always, you know, fast-paced. You know, you always have to be mentally ready for whatever it might come. You know, you're in the outfield, not every ball is hit to you. You got to know what to do in certain situations. You know, when you're at bat, you got to select pitches, select the, you know, whatever the outcome or whatever the situation entails, you know, you got to do a job. And, you know, everything's not going to go your way. You fail more times than you succeed, and it teaches you how to deal with failure and, you know, stay positive.
It's kind of a tough one. I think it's a mix between my family just because they've supported me so much, and they've been my number one fans for a long time. So them and a mix of just playing for my teammates, playing for the guys next to you is a lot of fun, especially with this group of guys and the stuff that we've already been through, and the season hasn't even started yet. And so a mix between family and just the guys I'm playing for.
My most memorable game, a lot of people might think it was like the UTSA game and the regionals, but I actually think when we played Wazoo for the Pac-12 championship on Sunday, having to battle back from, you know, 2 runs down, being in the bottom of the ninth, it was a total team effort for everybody to pitch in and really push each other, and ended up winning it by 1 run in the bottom of the ninth. So I think it was just a good team win for all of us.
4 years now, there's been a lot. You know, Dylan talked about the Wazoo game, winning the Pac-12. That was special. I think winning the regional and the that was pretty special, and I think the most memorable one's got to be Kansas State. And just, I remember that fly ball, hoping it would stay in, the fans pulling the fence back, and Danny catching it and dogpiling here.
So, right now, Oregon State is ranked number 2 in the preseason poll out of 25 for Baseball America. How do you guys feel about that?
I think it's pretty cool for them to honor a Northwest school like that. The Northwest doesn't get recognized a whole lot, but preseason rankings are honestly just a number. It doesn't mean anything until the end of the year, and we finished the year number 4 last year, and we're heartbroken. So, I mean, it's only special if we had number 1.
For this season, how have you guys been preparing?
I think we used last year as a learning tool for us. My freshman year and Ben's sophomore year, Phil and Andrew weren't here yet, but we played at Louisiana State, and it was kind of heartbreaking because we felt like we were really close to beating them and going to a super regional. And if we got to that point, we feel like we would have been in Omaha. And actually getting to Omaha last year, it was a huge stepping stone for us and all the returners. really getting and knowing what it feels like, all the pressure, all the, energy that you have to play with. And we're trying to get all the new guys and transfers and freshmen to really buy into believing in how they have to play the entire year and not just, select games, but all throughout the entire season.
Right. And Phil, this is your first season as a Beaver. How's it been so far for you?
It's been a lot of fun. I mean, I've been an Oregon State fan forever, and I've always kind of wanted to go here. So not being able to do that out of high school and going to a junior college and then being able to come here after my sophomore year has been a really cool experience for me, and being around these guys and watching what they did last year and watching these guys on TV. It was a lot of fun, and it's going to be a lot of fun being a member of this team this year.
And what does a team mean to you guys? Like, how is the chemistry as a team, as a whole?
Our chemistry this year has been awesome. Obviously, losing key guys like Jake Rodriguez, Tyler Smith, Max Gordon last year hurt at first, but I think we've become pretty close, and we've had a few team bonding experiences where it's caused people to come out of their shells and kind of force you to do stuff you're not comfortable with, and just seeing a side of some of your teammates that you haven't really seen before has really, forced us to become closer, and just all the time that we spend together, whether it's practice or 6 a.m. weights or whatever it may be, I think that's definitely caused us to become close and, to help us play together better once the season starts.
I think that's really good. It's really important to have chemistry as a group, so it's really great that you guys have that. And what's it like having Pat Casey as a coach?
We play for the most competitive individual on the face of the planet by far, besides his son, who wants to beat the Ducks more than any team in the United States. But he's a very driven individual, and just he drives us. Look at every baseball team he's had. They're known on being blue-collar, tough, kind of the country boys, and that's kind of the image that we want to portray, and we kind of feed off his competitiveness, and we bring that to games, practices, and it's just he's a great person to play for once you get over the fact that he wants to rip your head off it sometimes.
What do you guys think?
Like Ben said, he's definitely the most competitive man I've ever met in my life, and I think one thing that he does well is he pushes all of us to be better than what we thought we could be. I know one of his, me personally, he likes to get on me a lot because, he expects a lot out of myself, and I expect a lot out of myself too, and he knows that. So he feels that if I'm not giving it my all, he really likes to get under my skin almost kind of. So, almost in spite of him and for myself, I play harder and do more things that I might not have been able to do if, he didn't, have a conversation with me that, might have been able to bring out what I didn't know that I had in myself. So it's just kind of been nice to have him, and I've been really grown as an individual, as a person, and baseball player. So I'm really, excited. I wouldn't play for anybody else. I would never. Thinking about it now, I couldn't imagine playing anywhere else.
You guys are about to kick off the season, so it's going to start in Tempe in a tournament, and you guys are going to play Gonzaga, Nebraska, and Pacific. Do you feel like you're ready for it, or have you guys been getting ready for that?
Yeah, definitely. And there's a countdown every day we see on Twitter, so it's kind of tough to avoid that. But we have those 17 days, and we really talk every day about seeing those as 17 days to get better and really having something every day to focus on that you want to improve. So a pitching aspect, that could be, your pickoff move or, a certain pitch. And so coming in with a plan every day to get better. So, you're improving and you're not just, looking forward to that first game, but you're looking forward to how you can improve tomorrow and then the next day and the next day. And then, that's 2.5 weeks to get better before, obviously, Gonzaga on February 14th.
So you can catch the team's first game here at Goss Stadium on February 28th, and season tickets are now available on beavertickets.com.
The women's basketball team had an exciting weekend at home, climbing back to 500 in Pac-12 play. With more on the game, here's reporter Tanya Casas and anchor Jenna Lade.
This past weekend, the Oregon State women's basketball team took on the Washington Huskies and the Washington State Cougars. The basketball team had 4 players score in the double digits against UW. Allie Gibson led the team with 16 points on the night and also added 3 assists. Gibson had a season high going 4 for 4 from behind the three-point line. The team went 70% from the free throw line as well. Freshman Sydney Wise scored 13 points and helped separate the lead from the Huskies. The Beavers ranked 10th in the nation with 3-pointers made, averaging 8.9 and did not disappoint, shooting 6 of the 11 the second half. Washington did have a good performance from guard Kelsey Plum with 27 points and Jasmine Davis with 21 points. However, Oregon State's bench outscored Washington 18-5 and was a major factor in the game. The Beavers also out-rebounded the Huskies 42-37, along with adding 30 points inside the paint. Sunday, January 26th, the Beavers jumped out early on the Cougars, leading by 25 points during the first half. Ruth Hamlin and Devin Hunter both had double-doubles on the day. Hamlin with 13 points, 12 rebounds, and Hunter with 16 points, 10 rebounds. Allie Gibson had a hot streak this week, going 2 for 3 from the three-point line, followed by her 10 points for the game. Sydney Wise scored 15 points, making it her fourth straight game in double figures. Wise also had 5 assists and forced 4 steals. The Beavers are 12-8 overall and 4-4 in the Pac-12 play. Our anchor, Jenna Lade, caught up with 2 loyal women's basketball fans.
Right now, Nick, how did you hear about the game tonight?
Well, I've been a season ticket holder for about 6 years now, but I've been following the women's basketball here at Oregon State for about 16 years now. So
That's a really long time. That's really awesome.
it is.
How do you think the girls did today?
I thought the first half, they played really well. They were passing the ball. They were making really smart decisions. The Cougars adjusted their defense, and so we struggled a little bit in the second half, but then we just got so many weapons, and we spread the ball around on our team really well. We don't have 1 or 2 people that stand out. It's just a real team effort.
Absolutely. I think they did a great job. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm here with Peter. Peter, how do you think the girls did today?
Well, they did better. They're getting better every game. I love the way they play together. They look for open teammates, always looking for open teammates. Any one of these girls can score 20 points on any day because they're such great shooters. It's incredible teamwork. They love each other, and it's really fun to watch them get better every game.
And so I hear you come to every game.
Every game. We don't miss. My wife and I went to Cal game, Stanford. We're going to Arizona this weekend. We go to every one we can.
How do you think they're going to do against Arizona State?
Well, I don't know. We're going to be optimistic, as always. And the way they're improving every game, we're going to hope they're going to win it. I'm going to shoot for the win.
I definitely agree. Thank you.
Arizona and Arizona.
This week, reporter Katie Beasley went out searching for another diehard fan in our segment, Fan of the Week.
Hi everyone, it's Katie here. I'm here with Adam Stone, a acclaimed superfan here at Oregon State. Please tell me a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name's Adam Stone. I am a senior here at Oregon State. I'm 21 years old. I am a public health major, and I hope to eventually be a health and PE teacher.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so tell me, what does it mean to be an Oregon State fan to you?
To me, it means rooting for the Beavers no matter what, whether they win or lose, and sticking by them no matter what, never talking trash about them, even if they're getting blown out by the Huskies or anybody else. But that was random, but.
So being a Beaver fan through thick and thin, that's nice. Do you have what's your favorite team here at Oregon State?
I'd have to go with the football team. It's just a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to be at the games, whether you're there at the game or just watching on TV. It's always extremely exciting. And
It's an exciting sport. What is your pregame ritual before a game?
Usually I wake up pretty late, so that I'm good and energized for the game, so that I can yell as much as possible and hopefully stir up the opposing offense. But
do you get a little rowdy at the games?
I'm known to get a little rowdy, yeah.
How do you feel when they lose?
Usually pretty upset.
A little emotional?
I tend to brood for a while. My roommates usually know to stay away from me for at least a couple hours after a loss because I'm just not very much fun to talk to.
Taking it with heart, that's okay. How do you feel when they win, though?
I love it when they win. It makes my day, it makes my week, and it's always fun, just after a football win, you don't have to think about it for a week, and you just think about a win and kind of celebrate throughout the week.
So being a super fan, it usually affects someone's wardrobe. Do you have a lot of Beaver stuff?
I have a ton of Beaver stuff. Probably at least half my clothes are Beaver clothes, but I don't always wear it as much as I could. But definitely a lot of my clothes are.
All right. Do you have any favorite memories of being at Oregon State since you're a senior?
I'd say not while I was going here, but when I was in high school, I came with my dad for Dad's Weekend to visit my sister, and we were trying to get tickets to the USC game, but scalpers were selling them for way too expensive. But right before the game was about to start, we found a scalper who was willing to sell them for cheap, and got into the game, and we were actually in the USC section, and we ended up winning that game by 2 points right at the last second, and this is when they were ranked #1 in the nation.
Yeah.
So it was an extremely exciting game, and it was fun to be able to rub it in the USC fans' face, face to face.
I remember exactly what you're talking about. Does being a super fan affect your relationships at all with your friends, family, love life?
Well, I got quite a bit of my passion from my dad, so he's always, expecting the kind of extreme reaction, whether the Beavers win or lose. He's oftentimes participating in it with me. So with my dad, not so much. With other members of my family, yeah, because they don't get quite as into it.
They think it's like extreme.
They think it's a little crazy, and
They don't get it.
no, they don't get it because, to really get it, the other super fans, they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But my roommates, they're, of course, Beaver fans, but they're not that intense about it because
They're a little shocked.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think it throws some people off, and, they kind of tell people, oh, like, come watch the Beaver game with us just so you can see.
Do you know what you
Adam's
do that
reaction.
throws them off, or like, do you freak out or get too excited?
Yeah, I kind of jump on the couch and hit the wall and, some crazy things, but mostly the jumping on the couch and just kind of funny.
I can't really imagine this because you seem so calm right now.
It's really, only in the moment that really kind of gets me going.
So what motivated you to come here to Oregon State?
My biggest motivation to come here was definitely my dad. It was actually the only school I applied to because I knew is the only place I wanted to go to school. Because watching my dad growing up, he was just always really passionate about the teams and just the school and a lot of family history.
What else are you involved in at Oregon State?
I'm part of a group on campus called Beav's Helping Kids. So what we do is we work with Children's Miracle Network to raise money for kids who are in the hospital, for families who can or can't pay for the treatment that their kids need. So every year we do a dance marathon to kind of celebrate our year's funding, our funds raised, and it's actually coming up this February 15th, Saturday. Everybody should register. It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, well, thank you for everything today, and back to you.
If you think you or a friend deserves to be Fan of the Week, tweet us at Beav Sports Show or check us out on Facebook at Beaver Sports Show. The number 24 ranked men's wrestling team took on the 6th ranked Oklahoma Sooners on Saturday. It was senior night as the team honored seniors Tyler Sherman, Lucas Mondragon, John Tuck, Austin Moorhead, Scott Sakaguchi, and RJ Pena. Armavir Deshi started the match with a 6-2 decision and gave the Beavers a 2-0 score overall, and Pat Rollins would follow it up with a pin on Sean Williams in 4 minutes and 33 seconds, which then gave the Beavers a 9-0 lead. Here, Joey Delgado takes on number 15, Nick Lester, at 141 pounds. The match would end in a 5-3 decision, but Oklahoma would take the bout.
The Beavers would still hold the lead with a score of 9-7. It was now senior Scott Sakaguchi up at 149 pounds as he faced number 2, Kendrick Maple. As the crowd began to cheer for Sakaguchi, the match was tight at all 3 rounds. The Sooners would get a warning for dirty play as Maple got Sakaguchi in the eye. However, Maple would get 3 points near the end and win an 8-6 decision, giving the Sooners a score of 10-9. Scott Sakaguchi is now 23-8 in the season and looks to end the season strong.
Junior Taylor Meeks would lose to a 7-3 decision that eventually gave the Sooners a 20-18 victory. However, senior RJ Pena would end his last match at Gill Coliseum as one to remember. He went up against Justin DeAngelis and pinned him in only 1 minute 53 seconds. This would give the Beavs a 15-10 lead, and RJ Pena took the one last look at the fans in Gill. Pena said, "It was a rush. I had pictured this in my head the last couple of days, and I wanted to do what I wanted to do at my last home meet. That's my favorite way to pin someone. It was crazy. It was fun. The only thing that would have made it better is if the Beavs would have won the duel, but it was fun. It was a fun day." The wrestling team defeated Cal Poly earlier tonight, 22-12. So it was a big game tonight at Gill Coliseum as the Bees won in overtime by 1 point, 76-75 to USC.
Yeah, Roberto Nelson, he had, what, 24 points
24
in the game
points,
today?
8 rebounds.
8 rebounds.
Yeah.
And 1 assist.
And 1 assist. Angus
There
Brandt.
you
One
go.
assist.
Angus Brandt followed up, with 14 points. It was a good
Yeah.
game.
Yep.
They all did pretty good. And it's really cool because Roberto Nelson still right now is the leading scorer in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
So he's doing amazing, and he's just been really consistent in all the games, which has been really awesome. And he's not the only one that's doing really well. Like Devon Collier, he is leading in field goal percentage right now in the Pac-12. Hollis Cook, number 2 for three-point field goal percentages. So they're all doing amazing.
Yeah, and Collier's doing it all while coming off the bench too, which is a big boost for the Beavers.
I think Angus Brandt has been, the anchor of the season so
Getting
far.
Angus Brandt back this season was big because you could tell they definitely missed him last year.
Having just that solid presence in the paint is huge.
Yes, 100% agree.
His rebounds are helping. Him,
him,
if he
Collier,
steps up
and
his
Moreland,
points,
all rebounding is a big deal for the Beavers. Whenever they rebound well, they usually win the game.
He can be a threat, in any.
Yeah, in a lot of games, yeah.
And something else I want to note for this game too is that, like it was a 1 point that changed the entire game. But what's really interesting is that throughout the entire game, it was just so, back and forth. Like in the first half, USC had 39 points, Oregon State had 36. Really close matchup. In the second half is 33-36, and in the overtime, it was only 3 points against the 4. So just that 1 point made a huge.
Yeah,
huge
I agree.
change.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
This last Saturday on January 25th,
The women's
your Oregon
gymnastics
State Beavers
team held their
gymnastics
first
team posted a
home
season
opener
high
with
with their
the,
win over the
Friday
Iowa State
reporter
Cyclones,
Brian
196.425 to 194.850. Beavers took the lead after the first event with a season high on the vault, scoring at 48.975, led by seniors Kelsey Blaylock and Brittany Harris, who each scored season highs of 9.875 and 9.80. Chelsea Tang and Taylor Keeker both posted high scores of 9.775 as well to help score a season high. Oregon State was able to extend their lead while scoring another season best of 49.250 on the uneven bars. Erica Affiaro and Chelsea Tang scored the team highs in the event with a score of 9.875 each. Katiana McMillan and Brittany Harris also added scores of 9.85, and Taylor Keeker and Hannah Casey posting a score of 9.80 each to contribute to the W. With the Beavers leading 98.225 to 97.300, the girls were able to secure the victory with yet another season-high score of 49.050 on the floor exercise. Kelsey Blaylock executed her best routine of the season to score a 9.875, while Chelsea Tang, Madeline Gardner, and Cerise Witherby each scoring a 9.80. With winning the home opener, that gives Coach Tanya Chaplin her 318th win, which is a new OSU gymnastics record. Coach Tanya Chaplin said, "It's such an amazing honor because there have been some amazing coaches here, Sylvia Moore and Jim Turpin, and to be among that class, what they accomplished, I'm glad we were able to continue that tradition. They set such an incredible foundation, so it's an honor to achieve this for the program." Oregon State moves to 3-1 on the season with the victory, which is now 17-5 in home openers under Coach Tanya Chaplin, and is 5-3 all-time against the Iowa State Cyclones. Chelsea Tang was the Beavers' all-around scoring leader, accumulating a total of 39.275 points. Be sure to come check out your Oregon State Beavers gymnastics team on Monday, February 3rd, as they take on the Stanford Cardinal.
Okay, so why don't we go ahead and talk about some pro sports
Finally,
after
some
that
pro
little
sports.
awkward
Let's get it
moment
going.
that we just had.
A little awkward. Just a
But-
little
Smooth transitions from here on out.
It's okay.
Smooth sailing.
It's okay. So let's talk about the Blazers first. So
Please.
huge news: Damian Lillard and Aldridge both made the All-Star.
It's a big deal for Portland.
It's a
Big
super
deal.
big deal because that was, I think, the first time that 2 Blazers have made the All-Star team since '94.
Yeah, since
and it was
94.
Clyde and Cliff Robinson. So That's pretty awesome.
You know, after that, you know, Brandon Roy was an All-Star 3 years in a row, but granted, his third year he couldn't play. It was the decline, but you know, this is huge for LaMarcus, third year, so it was kind of expected. But you know, Damian Lillard, that was like a sweet treat. I don't know.
Damian kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, a lot of people didn't really know about Damian coming from a small school at Weber State.
No one knew about Weber State.
Oh, we have known about.
I mean, now everybody knows Weber State. I mean, in Utah. But I mean, Lillard has just been a stud. Lillard's just been awesome this season.
Yeah. You know, and I'm really excited for the Blazers games that are coming up right now too, because I mean, we had a couple losses, and then we had a couple wins, but also like right now we're coming up. Toronto's next.
Tomorrow,
and I think
Saturday.
Yep. So I think that'll be a really good game. I think we'll be able to get that one in the bag. Yep. And then after that, it'll be some road games. So hopefully we'll be okay with that. We're going to Washington, then we're going to play the Knicks, and then the Pacers. And
that'll be a fun Pacers game. Is always a good game. It was a great game earlier this year.
Can't wait for that Laker matchup too.
Hey,
we got a Laker fan in the building.
We got a Laker fan to the right.
We do.
You can have a somewhat excuse, you know, Los Angeles.
I mean, I am born and raised in LA, but yeah.
Still, it must kind of hurt though.
I wouldn't say it hurts because Portland's not a real rival to LA.
Really?
No. Portland's not a real rival to LA. Like LA's real rival would be San Antonio or Phoenix, and mainly Boston. Laker fans don't go out, you know, wanting to see the Blazers do bad, or, you know, they have to beat the Blazers. It's more they have to beat the Celtics or the Spurs or the Suns. Right. Not really the Blazers.
I love to see your Lakers do bad though. So.
You know, everybody does.
Everybody
does. Everybody loves seeing. Everyone loves seeing the champion down until K Love comes in 2015. We'll get Kevin Love. We'll get Marcus Smart in the draft. We'll be fine again. Laker Nation will be back on top. It'll be fine.
So, and then another thing is we haven't had a table talk since Carmelo dropped that 62
in the
points. So what's kind of interesting about that? Well, not only did he do amazing during that game, but they've been on a winning streak ever since.
Well, to be fair, Carmelo did do it against the Bobcats.
It was the
Cavs. Yeah, but it's still
Charlotte.
62 points.
I mean, 62 points is a lot, but it's Charlotte. I mean, Charlotte doesn't really have a guy who's going to defend Carmelo. And if Carmelo wants, he can take as many shots as he wants, too.
You know, it's going to be Carmelo. He had 0 assists, so...
Yeah, he didn't have an assist
what else are you going to expect from Carmelo but scoring?
Shooting.
Really, that's all it is.
That's all he shoots, but, you know, it works.
You know, 2015, we could see an absence of Melo in New York anyway, so...
We'll see. Yeah. Possibly in L.A.
L.A.? That's
again?
L.A., possibly with Kevin Love.
He would not fit well in L.A.
No, Kevin Love would not do good.
No, Kevin Love will be awesome in L.A. Already lives in L.A. in the offseason.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Be a smooth transition.
Well, what do you guys think for MVP? Because there's a debate right now for either Kevin Durant and LeBron James. And right now, a lot of people are favoring Kevin Durant for MVP. What do you guys think?
I'd go with Durant if you gave me the choice of Durant and LeBron, but I think you could make a legitimate case for LaMarcus Aldridge. I think Aldridge has been I mean, it's coming from a Laker fan too. Aldridge has been the key really to the Blazers' success.
He's the quintessential success.
He is. I mean, he's 25 and he's so consistent.
24
points, 12 boards,
11.6.
Always consistent.
Averaging
LaMarcus has just been great for the Blazers, and yeah. I'd vote for LaMarcus, just from what I've seen. But I've also watched LaMarcus.
You know who we'd vote for? I would love to see LaMarcus.
I think it'd be great for the city of Portland, and I think
it would be incredible.
It'd be awesome.
It's a long stretch, but you know, as of right now, Kevin Durant 12 plus 30 plus points per game.
Kobe's got the record at 16.
Well, you know,
he's got to catch Kobe.
4 games coming up here. I'd take Kevin Durant over Kobe right now any day.
Well, yeah, Kobe's not playing.
Well, obviously.
If he'll Kobe's got 5 rings.
I'm talking
honestly.
Kevin Durant will probably have 5 rings.
He's got to get going.
He'll get going.
Got to get going.
All right, what do you guys think about the Super Bowl?
Seattle Seahawks 27-23.
That's it. He just said it right there. Boom.
They will pressure Peyton Manning and win.
I'm going to go Seattle 28, Denver 24. 4-point game.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to stick to my 27-17.
27?
Yep.
Denver?
Denver, of course.
Denver hasn't seen a defense.
Mentioned it last time. Denver, go Broncos.
All right.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Once again, I'm Geoff Lowe.
I'm Jenna Lade.
And I'm Jake McGrady. Insert creative catchphrase here. That's my catchphrase. And I'll see you. I'll see you next week.
Jake's the worst. He's the worst.